Thank you. Welcome to the 2023 annual meeting. I officially call this meeting to order. I love this thing. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I want to officially welcome you to our 2023 annual meeting. I am Debbie Hassan, Chair of the Board of Directors. It's wonderful to have so many Scouts and their families here today. We really appreciate having all of you join us in person at Camp Shelly Ridge this morning. I am going to ask Girl Scout Ambassador Paris Graves from Troop 9696 in Philadelphia to join me at the podium. She is a trifecta Girl Scout, which means she has earned her bronze, silver, and gold awards. Paris has served as a service unit delegate for the past 2 years and is a past advisor, girl advisor to the board. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Paris to take us through the flag ceremony.
Hello. Please rise for the flag ceremony. Girl Scout, attention. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, advance. Color Guard, present your colors. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in singing America the Beautiful. Please join me in reciting the Girl Scout Promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Please join me in reciting the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Color Guard, post your colors. Color Guard, honor your colors. Color Guard, dismissed. Please be seated.
Thank you, Paris, and all the girls in our color guard. A special thank you to Olivia for leading us in song. It is always good to be reminded of what makes our organization unique, and the Promise in Law offers us a strong foundation for how we treat our sister Girl Scouts and all members of our communities. Our mission moment today is the presentation of our Governance Award. So I'm going to ask our first Vice Chair, Susan Mucheron, to join me at the podium. Susan?
Thank you. Kim? Good morning, everyone. The Governance Award recognizes a volunteer who has provided outstanding and consistent dedicated service to the policy area of the Council. I can think of no one more deserving of the recognition this year than our own Debbie Hassan. I'm honored. I'm honored and proud to present this GSEP Governance Award to Debbie. As you know, she is our board chair. She has served in this capacity for 6 years, and today is her last day in this role. Prior to being elected to board chair in 2017, Debbie had been a board member at large, chair of the Finance Committee, and a member of the Board Development Committee. Debbie spent 33 years at Deloitte. She looks really good, too, doesn't she? Anyway, she spent 33 years at Deloitte, where she specialized in delivering governance and risk services to clients. We're truly grateful to Debbie for lending us her expertise, her time, and her lifelong love of Girl Scouts. She's a homegrown Gold Award Girl Scout who camped at Laughing Waters, and so we're incredibly proud to call her one of our own. We're all fortunate because she'll continue her service at the national level. She is a nominee for the National Board Development Committee and will continue. Once she gets voted in, she'll continue to promote and uphold our mission for girls across the country and across the world. Thank you, Debbie, for your service to GSEP.
I'm getting so many gifts. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Beautiful.
This wasn't in the script, but thank you. I'm honored. I'm getting teary, so that's not good. But thank you so much.
It was in my script, just not hers. So we can start there.
Okay. And I'm going to let somebody else hold it before I break it. Okay. Okay. Again, heartfelt thanks, and it'll be a privilege to still serve from Hilton Head, South Carolina, going forward. So if anyone wants to visit, give me a shout. Next, I'd like to introduce our parliamentarian for today. Many of you will recognize her, a good friend, and appropriately named Mary Scout. Mary will now share with us an overview of the parliamentary rules we will be using at our meeting today, as we have done in the past. Mary?
Thank you, Debbie, and good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you in person. I wasn't able to be here last year, and the 2 years before that, I think I saw you only on Zoom. Okay. The application of parliamentary law is the best method yet devised to enable assemblies of any size, with due regard for every member's opinion, to arrive at the general will on the maximum number of questions of varying complexity in a minimum amount of time, and under all kinds of internal climate, ranging from total harmony to hardened or impassioned division of opinion. That is, these rules are based on a regard for the rights of the majority, of the minority, of individual members, of absentees, and of all these together. My role as parliamentarian for this meeting is to give advice to the chair and, when requested, to any other member. After the parliamentarian has expressed an opinion on a point, the chair has the duty to make the final ruling, and in doing so has the right to follow the advice of the parliamentarian or to disregard it. When you wish to speak, please stand or raise your hand, and after being recognized by the chair, state your name and service unit. Please address your comments and questions to the chair and not to one another across the room. Everyone may speak twice on an issue or motion. You may not speak a second time until everyone who wants to speak once has had the opportunity to speak once, and then you may speak a second time. We will be using a method of voting known as general or unanimous consent. This method helps the meeting to move along without putting a formal motion to a vote. The voting method enables the meeting to move along quickly. The chair will state the action, and then if there are no objections, the action will take place. But when she states if there are no objections and pauses, that is when you have an opportunity to object and have the motion put to a voice or rising vote. If there are no objections, the chair will state that there being no objections, the motion is approved. For other motions, the chair will ask those people entitled to vote to either vote by voice or by rising. If at any time you are uncertain as to what is being voted on, please ask, and we'll be happy to explain it to you, because it's very important you understand what you're voting on. If at any time you want to make a motion, amend a motion, and don't know how to word it or whether it's in order, please ask, and we'll be happy to assist you. I look forward to working with you this morning.
Thank you, Mary, and we're really appreciative that you've joined us today. And now I'm going to turn the mic over to Deb Walters, Secretary of the Board, who will report on quorum.
Madam Chair, our bylaws require that 40% or 66 of our delegate council members be present in order to conduct business. I'm happy to report that we have 86 voting delegates present, so we have reached quorum. We greatly appreciate your presence with us in person today. Your service as service unit delegates and girl delegates, in partnership with the board and the Board Development Committee, are really the lifeblood of the governance of this organization. We also have 200 additional Girl Scouts and visitors here at Daisy's Place at Shelly Ridge. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Deb. As we have quorum, we can now conduct business. We have a number of items to cover today. These include voting on today's agenda and the minutes committee members, election of candidates for officers of the board, board members at large, girl advisors, BDC, and girl delegates. I'm going to establish 2 basic ground rules for today. Debate and/or discussion on any topic will be limited to 2 minutes per person. Each person may not speak a second time until everyone has had an opportunity to speak once. Does everyone understand these rules and/or have any objections? Okay, hearing none. We will proceed with a 2-minute per person time limit and limiting each person to not speak a second time until everyone has an opportunity to speak once. Okay. Our next order of business is to approve the agenda for today's meeting, which is shown up on the screen. It's also printed in your program book. As we informed you in the official notice emailed to you on April 6th, this year's annual meeting involves our traditional subjects, including approval of our agenda, minutes committee, and tellers. You will then hear a short governance report from me, our treasurer's report from our CFO, and the management report from our CEO, Kim Freidestow. The Board Development Committee will then ask for approval on the proposed slates for the board officers, board members at large, girl advisors, BDC members, and girl delegates. Last but not least, we will recognize our top cookie sellers and scholarship recipients. There are a total of 6 items to be voted on today. Approving the agenda will be the first vote of the morning. Are there any questions about the agenda? Okay, seeing, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the agenda as shown on the screen and printed in the program, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Okay, the ayes have it. Still love that gavel. The minutes are approved, or I'm sorry, the agenda is approved. Our next order of business is the approval of the Minutes Committee. As we do not meet again for a year, this committee is asked to review the minutes and approve them in a timely manner on behalf of the Delegate Council. Are there any questions about what the Minutes Committee does? Okay. I ask that the Minute Committee volunteers please stand, if you're in the audience, as I call your name. This year's Minutes Committee members are all current girl delegates. Anna Liziski, Suristi Nisarga, Stella Tucker. We will now officially vote to approve the members of the Minutes Committee. All those in favor of approving the Minutes Committee members, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the Minutes Committee is approved. Thank you, ladies. The next order of business is to appoint our tellers. To ensure transparency and ownership by volunteers of the voting process, I appoint tellers in case of contested voting results to ensure accuracy in the final count. Please stand when I call your name. I am hereby appointing Linda Mills as head teller, Raquel Lopez as teller. Oh, there you go. Thank you, ladies, for agreeing to serve in this capacity should the need arise. And they've already sat down. Thank you. Thank you to our delegate council for approving the administrative tasks so quickly and efficiently as well. Now, on to our governance report. I will be giving a quick recap of our delegate meetings this year, giving a brief update on the National Council session, and recognizing a few special people. As you are aware, in addition to the annual meeting, we hold 2 delegate council meetings a year, in the fall and in the spring. At each of those meetings, we share national governance news, and we have strategy discussions on pertinent governance topics, both locally as well as nationally. At last September's Fall Delegate Council meeting, our Strategy Cafe discussion focused on how to elevate and enhance the work of the Delegate Council itself. You shared many ideas with us, and I am very excited by your enthusiasm for Girl Scout governance here at GSEP. As Kim shared earlier at the Spring Delegate Council meeting, we've heard you. We will be working on developing a more robust plan on how to involve service unit delegates and alternates and girl delegates in the work of the council going forward. Also at the March meeting, we discussed 7 proposals that will be presented at the National Council session, and known as also NCS, this July in Orlando. These are shown on the screen. The ideas that can impact our entire movement for years to come. So we wanted to make sure we heard from our own members here in Eastern Pennsylvania. As a reminder, the NCS delegation will have a table set up in Smith Lodge after lunch. If anyone has questions or wants to offer additional perspective, please share them. The last bit of national news that we want to share with you today is that we have a new national CEO. Bonnie Barsakowski and she joined USA in February. For the past 10 years, Bonnie served as the CEO of Girl Scouts of Eastern Missouri, another top 10 council. We're very excited as she brings her long corporate expertise as well as her experience of Girl Scouting boots on the ground to GSUSA. As a reminder, you can read an overview of the delegate meetings on the governance page of the website if you go under the Documents tab. If you or your service unit have any questions or want to suggest a topic for this September's fall delegate meeting, please email governance@gsep.org. Any questions? Okay. Before I turn the meeting over to Mike Vanek, who's going to give us the treasurer's report today, I do have two special acknowledgments. I want to publicly acknowledge our gratitude to the 3 board members who have come to the end of their terms on the board in addition to me. Harris Bach has been a fantastic member of the HR committee, and we are thrilled he has agreed to stay on and serve as a non-board member to continue to provide us with his legal expertise. I think most of you know Deb Walters. She has served on and off the board for many years, going back to her legacy council at Freedom Valley. We appreciate her willingness to also stay on the BDC as a non-board member. We rely on her governance knowledge greatly as we navigate implementing the rules in our bylaws. And last but not least, Maria Kraus, another long-serving board member who has been treasurer of the board, a member at large, and chair and member of the finance committee. Her financial acumen and oversight has been key for many years. We're really going to miss her. We are confident that as lifetime members, all 3 of these outstanding outgoing board members will continue to serve the movement going forward into the future. Could I just give them a round of applause? I also want to let everyone know how much the board has appreciated our girl advisors, Olivia, Alex, and Caitlin, who advised us for 2022-2023 fiscal year. We celebrated them at the board meeting just prior to this meeting, but I wanted all of our attendees today to know what wonderful, engaged young women we had working with us this year, and if they would stand. And these young women are going to do amazing things as they leave us to go on with their college and career journeys in the future. Thank you. Finally, I want to say how humbled I am by the commitment of the adult members of GSEP, the volunteers, board, committee members, staff, and especially you parents and guardians. Your dedication to supporting our girls in their leadership journeys is a powerful statement of the strength and long-lasting impact of community. Thank you for all you do to ensure Council continues in our mission of building girls of courage, confidence, and character who have to make the world a better place. And I am incredibly proud of all of our girl members, and I'm proud to have been one myself back in the day. The world is a better place because all of you are here. You are the ones who share your courage, your confidence, and your character with your troop, your schools, your neighborhoods, etc. Each of you makes a true impact on others because of your unique skills, talents, and thoughts. Thank you for being a Girl Scout. Moving on, our next order of business is the treasurer's report. Our treasurer, Rick Perkins, could not be with us today, so our CFO, Mike Vanek, will present. Mike? There he is. I'm gonna steal your seat.
Thank you, Debbie, and good morning, everyone. I am here today to report on the state of our finances. Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania has a fiscal year ending September 30th, and all the financial results I'll be talking about are for our year ended September 30th, 2022. Each year we engage an independent CPA firm to audit our financial statements and to review our internal controls. And for fiscal year 2022, I am pleased to report that our auditors have completed their audit and issued an unmodified or favorable report and found our financial statements to fairly represent our results for the year, which I will be discussing in my treasurer's report. Let's look at the first chart. The first chart shows revenue and expense. Revenue is what comes in from cookie sales, contributions, camp, and other fees. And expense is what goes out to pay for things like girl programs, camp costs, salaries, benefits, and facility costs. When revenue is greater than expense, we say we have a surplus, but when expense is greater than revenue, we say we have a deficit. Surpluses are good because it means we have money left over after paying all our bills for a rainy day. And it kind of rained the last 2 years, actually, so it was... So each bar in this chart from 2017 to 2022 represents the total revenue for the year, broken down between earned revenue in light green, which includes cookie sales, camp, girl program fees, facility rentals, and retail sales, and contributed revenue in dark green at the bottom, which includes individual donations and grants from corporations and foundations. In 21 and 22, we received government pandemic grants in the amount of $1.6 million and $1.2 million respectively, which were meant to help organizations like Girl Scouts cope with the financial impact of COVID-19. These amounts are reflected in medium green at the top of the bar chart in those 2 years. The red squares at the top of the columns represent our operating expenses for each period. From 2017 through 2022, we had surpluses in each year. The green bars a little higher than the red boxes. In 2021, which was the first full year of the pandemic, we had a deficit, even after including the government pandemic grant that we received. In 2022, we returned to generating an operating surplus with the help of the second government pandemic grant. Next slide. This second chart shows what those surpluses and deficits were from 2017 through 2022. Cumulative surpluses from 2017 through 2020 and the 2022 surplus totaled $2.3 million, which is the sum of all of the green bars. The red bar, the deficit in 2021, was $571,000. The funds we were able to build up over these years were more than enough to offset the deficit which we experienced in 2021. And we still have over $1.7 million remaining, thanks in part to those 2 government pandemic grants that we received. The next 3 slides will show information about the 2022 fiscal year. This first slide shows the 2022 operating revenue. This is what comes in, broken down by source. Cookies and fall product program accounted for 69% of our total revenue. Program service fees, which include camp and girl programs, accounted for 10%. Contributions and grants, 9%. Government pandemic grant, 7%, and merchandise sales and other, 5%. The operating revenue of $18.1 million was more than the prior year by 34%, or $4.6 million. This increase was attributable primarily to the cookie program, which returned to an in-person sale in 2022 compared to an all-virtual sale in 2021. Of the $4.6 million increase, this resulted in $4.1 million of that increase compared to the prior year. Camp and girl program revenue also increased over the prior year by $600,000, and all our other revenue lines also exceeded prior year by a combined $200,000. Next slide. This slide shows the 2022 total expenses. This is where the money is spent, broken down by function. We spent 38% of our money on girl programs, 23% on member services, 20% on camp programs, 11% on general and administration, and 8% on fundraising. The total expenses of $16.9 million were more than the prior year by 20%, or $2.8 million. Over half of this increase was attributable to increased expenses related to the cookie program. Almost $1.5 million more were paid to troops or went to girls in the form of incentives and rewards compared to the prior year. So over 81% of our total annual expenses went towards programs and services for our girls. Over the past 8 years, the percentage of our total expenses spent on direct girl programs has gone up, increasing from 72% in 2015 to 81% in 2022. Ensuring that our resources are moving our mission forward is a key objective to our transformation strategy. This slide shows product program, which is comprised of cookie sales, fall product program sales, and related expenses. Of the $17.2 million gross revenue, 16.7 of that was from cookies, and $500,000 was from fall product sales. The cookie program is the largest girl-led business in the country and helps the girls develop the 5 essential skills of goal setting, decision-making, money management, interpersonal skills, and business ethics. In 2022, the product program revenue was $5.7 million more than the prior year, and this increase was due to the return to an in-person cookie sale in 2022 compared to the first ever all-virtual sale in 2021 due to the pandemic. So over 71% of the gross revenue from product program sales directly benefits troops, service units, and all the girls of Eastern Pennsylvania. Last year, $3.55 million was directed back to troops and service units. $787,000 were used for recognitions, including Older Girl Travel, Adventure Credits, Cookie Boss, and 500 Club. This next slide, if you look at the far right column, is showing our 2023 budget. And a budget is a plan for the upcoming year in which we forecast what our revenue and our expenses will be. This budget anticipated a return to somewhat normalized operations after 2 years of pandemic-impacted operations. The government pandemic grants were only available in 21 and 22. Therefore, the 23 budget does not include any amount for this type of assistance. Both revenue and expenses are projected to increase compared to prior years. The primary driver of the revenue increase is in product program, with the sale price of a box of cookies increasing to $5 from $4 in previous years. The 2023 budget also includes increases in expenses related to the cookie program, primarily the cost of goods to the baker, troop support and incentives, and appreciation. Overall, we expect total revenue to exceed total expenses, resulting in a budgeted surplus of $353,000. So notice on this chart, we had 5 years of surpluses from 2017 to 2022, and we used these surpluses to more than cover the 2021 deficit. So in summary, I am pleased to report that the council has come through the pandemic in good financial condition, and we're poised to continue pursuing our mission in the future. And we just have some breaking news. We just closed the first half of our fiscal year, which is October through March, and actual results have been better than budget for both revenue and expenses. For the second 6 months of our fiscal year, we expect contributed revenue to continue to be strong. We expect to deliver in-person summer camps and girl programs close to what we're budgeting, and we'll continue prudent expense management while being committed to delivering the best possible girl experience. Given the favorable results for the first half of the fiscal year, we anticipate doing better than the budgeted surplus of $354,000. That concludes the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Mike. Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Freitas Dow, and it's my honor to serve as the CEO of this council and to work alongside Mike to serve all of you Girl Scouts. In membership year 21, we had a half and half year, as you may recall, half virtual and half getting back together in person. Membership year 22 showed signs of recovery and rebuilding for Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania. Schools were back in person, though many did not allow outside partners. And more employers were welcoming staff back to the office, including GSEP in a hybrid model. By spring of 2022, most adults and many young people had received at least one dose of the vaccine, bringing new hope to GSEP's communities. This meant more people felt comfortable gathering when socially distant and outdoors. GSEP was finally able to deliver the Girl Scout leadership experience through in-person troop meetings and events and cookie booths. January of 2022 was the first in-person cookie season since pre-pandemic days, and our Girl Scouts and our Girl Scout volunteers delivered. While some troops were at first careful about committing to booths, many added them to their schedules once the season was underway, realizing the potential to bring back to the greater community what they had missed for 2 years: Girl Scouts visibly selling Girl Scout cookies. Camp season was back to a new normal as well, and GSEP was able to offer unlimited experiences for campers. You all have received a copy of the beautiful, thanks to our amazing team, annual report, which will cover in detail the adjustments GSEP made in the face of change to ensure all girls in our 9-county footprint were aware of and had equitable access to the Girl Scout leadership experience. Today, I'll be covering some of those highlights and hope you will come away with a sense of hope that with every step, easy or fraught, the community that is GSEP, all of you, is moving forward together. The strategic plan for membership year 2022 started with data, a 6-year analysis of girl registration by month. This exercise outlined a big picture view of GSEP's work and a better understanding of our registration activity. 2 main takeaways from this came to us. First, Girl Scouting has an 18-month registration cycle that begins in the spring with early renewal and extended year registration. And 2, September consistently sees the highest monthly girl registration for the upcoming membership year. Now for our first pillar of excellence, strategy and new markets. GSEP started membership year 22 with 47% of its annual girl membership already registered. Data analysis continued to be a central part of GSEP's strategic planning for membership year 22. In February and early March, GSEP's service units hosted DAISY launch events. Using troop data, filling available space in DAISY troops was prioritized. During these 5 weeks, 259 new DAISYs joined GSEP and received their first Girl Scout patch. In spring of 2022, GSEP launched a targeted recruitment campaign focused on the extended year membership with a goal of registering 500 girls and 500 adults. A targeted campaign to most likely and least served zip codes was utilized, as well as a campaign for pre-K, K, and first grade girls. GSEP successfully welcomed 1,390 girls and 501 adults through extended year. The Girl Scouts early renewal season also runs from April 1st through June 30th each year. GSUSA hosted a national incentive event, Kristen Bell and Girl Scouts, Paint Your World Purple. GSEP offered tiered, one-of-a-kind incentives designed exclusively for GSEP's Girl Scouts. 7,224 girls received the decal set for renewing by May 31st, and 9,905 girls received the patch incentive for renewal by the end of June, moving closer, really close to our pre-pandemic renewal season numbers. GSEP also adjusted the incentive approach and offered troop leaders a free renewal for themselves or another volunteer in their troop. The goal was to renew 70% of leaders during early renewal, and 75% was reached. Lastly, service units who renewed 60% or more of their girls by June 30th received the equivalent, or 60% equaling $60, in an ACH cash transfer. 11 service units received this new incentive. The next pillar is member and community excellence. Overall, in membership year 22, GSEP saw a 12.3% rebound in girl membership, with 22,534 girls. Adult membership was also up 13.6% to 12,409. In June 2022, GSEP reorganized into 3 regional communities. Region 1, Philadelphia County. Region 2, Berks, Chester, and Delaware counties. And Region 3, Bucks, Carbon, Lehigh, Northampton, and Montgomery counties. This is all in your annual report, so it may be easier to remember, and it's illustrated nicely. I like numbers, pictures, and words, so. Each region is led by a regional mission delivery director and consists of and includes community engagement specialists, volunteer experience specialists, girl experience specialists, and a regional coordinator, all working together. This approach brings the transformation strategy to life with communities of Girl Scouting at the center. Part of the plan developed in MY22 prioritizes the city of Philadelphia, with equitable access to Girl Scouting being at the center of this decision. GSEP added staff to support its work in the city, and through the Pew Charitable Trust's Evaluation Capacity Building Initiative, GSEP launched plans to do research in 3 Philadelphia zip codes to learn more about what their communities need for girls. This will inform further evaluation and programming for this membership year and beyond. The 2022 cookie program ran from January 20th to March 13th and closed with a per girl average of 294 boxes. Yeah, let's give all of you a round of applause. This surpassed the membership year 21 per girl average of 235 boxes. GSEP took advantage of some new opportunities, including GSUSA's national partnership with DoorDash, and GSEP also partnered with GoPuff at the end of the program to purchase excess inventory, leaving GSEP with minimal inventory. In membership year 22, fundraising at GSEP also exceeded its goal. All 3 Take the Lead fundraising events in Philadelphia, Berks County, and Lehigh Valley were once again held in person. In 22, GSEP was proud to recognize 12 honorees who were paired with high school age Girl Scouts for a Shadow Day and mentorship experience. Due to the generous support of corporate sponsors and individuals and the commitment of our co-chairs, committees, and staff, Take the Lead fundraising reached 109% of its goal. Individual giving and United Way efforts surpassed their fundraising efforts, while GSEP's foundation and corporate grants reached 81% of their total fundraising goal. I hope you'll take special note of the top cookie sellers by age level that we've now added by name in the annual report. Next pillar is operational excellence. GSEP celebrated 626 Bronze Award Girl Scouts and held in-person award ceremonies for 160 Silver Award Girl Scouts and 63 Gold Award Girl Scouts. GSEP's 4 resident camps and 3 day camps hit the ground running, serving 652 more campers than the previous year. Of the 3,721 camper registrations, there were 1,428 for day camp and 2,296 for resident camp. GSEP was also able to get back into Riverside Correctional Facility, so our Girl Scouts Beyond Bars program was recharged, and Girl Scouts could visit their mothers again. GSEP also worked on plans to launch a father and daughter GSBB program in the prison. GSEP's community engagement team, along with additional staff, served 718 girls in summer programs in Berks, Bucks, Delaware, Northampton, and Philadelphia counties, at community centers, recreational centers, parks, and other partner sites. GSEP's Fall Leadership Weekend brought together 124 participants from all over GSEP for a virtual day of learning, networking, and fun. Planning began for the Girl Scouts 56th National Council Session, which, as you know, will be held in July of this year, and GSEP will send 16 National Council Session delegates and 2 alternates. The Volunteer Awards Ceremony was held in person on November 9th, 2021, at Camp Laughing Waters, where 130 volunteers and 7 service units were recognized for their exemplary service to Girl Scouting during the membership year. There were 32 numeral guard pins awarded, say that fast 3 times, totaling 1,540 years of collective service to Girl Scouting. 8 recipients received the CEO Award, which recognizes the efforts of service units in moving its assigned area toward the goals and objectives of service, learning, and growth. Please take note that a listing of volunteers who received awards is now also in this year's annual report. Functional excellence. The membership year 22 operating budget was built with a few key issues in mind: membership, the cookie program uncertainty, and possible pandemic resurgence. Thank you, Mike, for your detailed treasurer's report on behalf of Rick Perkins, our treasurer, earlier in the program. As mentioned earlier in this report, the cookie program was hugely successful, and the Take the Lead events surpassed their goals, leaving GSEP in a great financial position for the second half of the year. While GSEP camps did not reach their budgeted registration goals, corresponding costs were also considered, and the impact was able to be absorbed. Human Resources was incredibly active, preparing new positions for the 3-region realignment that I mentioned earlier. For the first 3 quarters of MY22, GSEP planned for 74 full-time and 9 part-time positions. With a strong financial position now in place, during the final quarter, 10 full-time positions were added and 1 part-time position to support growing membership goals. During the summer and into September of 2022, several positions were filled, and recruitment was heavily underway for the remaining positions. Additionally, GSEP hired a senior consultant to work with the CEO and Chief Mission Delivery Officer to position the new regional teams for success. GSEP also hired an interim CIO and began the search for a permanent CIO. Information technology in MY22 prioritized establishing core foundational capabilities to provide secure connectivity to GSEP's employees and those it serves. The managed service provider contract was renegotiated, and controls to mitigate cybersecurity risk across GSEP's network, email, and various applications were implemented. Several annual capital projects at GSEP's camps provided significant improvements to the girl experience. Camp Laughing Waters received an extension to its shower facilities. I know many of you will applaud that. A new campfire circle was also added there with bleachers, and an outdoor movie system with a screen is there at Camp Laughing Waters. Camp Shelly Ridge received a new pole barn for storage and art program space, which is directly behind this building that we're in. And Camp Woodhaven had 3 Pioneer shelter roofs replaced. During 22, the Girl Adventure Place fundraising campaign and capital improvements to Camp Shelly Ridge and Camp Mountain House made considerable progress. Camp Shelly Ridge secured double the amount projected for its fundraising goal. At Shelly Ridge Summer Camp 2022, Girl Scouts were enjoying usage of the new commercial kitchen, 8 new platform tents, and a more comfortable Smith Lodge with improved temperature control, thanks to the addition of the trom wall. A second phase for Camp Shelly Ridge access to get from here to there is underway, and the Girl Adventure Place at Camp Mountain House continued to work through to DEP, Department of Environmental Protection, approvals for the sewer and water treatment design. It's with great pride and gratitude to all of you, our board development committee, delegates, volunteers, and talented GSEP staff that I shared these highlights for membership year 22. I trust that you can see that through these efforts, examples of our community's ongoing commitment to the Girl Scout mission is clearly present. Additionally, I join you in the feelings of hope that keep all of us focused on the girl and the community at the center of Girl Scouts. We are currently continuing to work on the Camp Laughing Waters easement, currently working with our lawyers on a parcel ownership dispute before moving forward with finalizing the easement and trail plans. We hope to resolve this during this calendar year. We're also continuing our pursuit of DEP approvals at Camp Mountain House. As mentioned earlier, we're all looking forward to a successful National Council session in Orlando this summer. I want to personally thank all of you, our GSEP delegates, for your work over the past 3 years, helping to prepare our council for this important meeting. To our tenacious and committed GSEP National Council session delegates, thank you for the incredible work you have done to prepare for this important business meeting. With a new national CEO, Bonnie Barczykowski, and a new national board president, along with the voices of our National Council session delegates across the country, I'm excited and optimistic about the future of Girl Scouting and the decisions that will be made this summer. Let's pause here to see if anybody has any questions. Before I hand the podium back, I want to personally thank my partner, GSEP's board chair. Sorry. Okay. GSEP's board chair, Take the Lead honoree, Governance Award recipient, and Gold Award Girl Scout, Debbie Hassan, who has helped to lead this organization for the last 6 years through a CEO leadership transition, a global pandemic, and an important rebuild in order to sustain Girl Scouting in Eastern Pennsylvania. I cannot express enough how much her partnership, expertise, and endless commitment have meant for our success, not only this past year, but through all of those transitions. She is exacting, transparent, direct, and encouraging. She is a champion for girls and Girl Scouting. We have been an intrepid force together, with Girl Scouts at the center of every decision that we make. We are both, Debbie and I, encouraged by the future leadership our board development committee has slated that you will see next, and I can't wait to build on the strong foundation that she has built over the last 6 years. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite Miriam Shu, a member of the board and the Board Development Committee, who will present the Board Development Committee report, including the 2023 slate of candidates for board officers, board members at large, girl advisors to the board, Board Development Committee members, and girl delegates. Miriam?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. First, I want to reintroduce the Board Development Committee, or BDC. The 4 board members on the BDCs are Debbie O'Brien, the BDC chair, Ann Baum, Deb Walters, and myself, Tai Miriam Shu. And there are 5 non-board members on the BDC: Laura Azalina, Mary Beth Biddle, Michelle Box, Sandy Faust, and Kathy Killian. The BDC has been working this year on updating our approach to identifying, recruiting, and confirming potential board and BDC candidates. We have focused on data analysis of demographic profiles to ensure that our entire council is well represented on the board and the board committees. Plus, we have been identifying skill sets and resources the board and the committees need, which can help build a stronger pipeline. The BDC has 5 slates to present today: board officers, board member at large, girl advisors to the board, board development committee members, and girl delegates. As we do every 2 years, we are electing the officers in a single slate. As you've heard, this year, we will be electing a new board chair due to Debbie coming to the end of her 3rd and final term. We will also have a new treasurer and new secretary on the slate, and the first vice chair and 2 vice chairs are being re-elected to their 2nd and 3rd terms respectively. Most candidates on the board member at large slate are being re-elected this new term. As you can note, I am a board member being elected to her 1st term because I was appointed to complete the term of a board member who resigned in the middle of the year. That is also the case for one of our BDC nominees, Sandy Faust. She was appointed to complete the remainder of a term of a non-board BDC member and is now being elected to her own 1st term. We do not have another 2 other non-board board BDC nominees being elected to their 1st term: Catherine Epps Robertson, and a name familiar to most of us, Deb Walters. Even though Deb is stepping down from the board, she will remain on the BDC as a non-board member, and we are so happy to have her. Hope all of this makes a lot of sense. Plus, today we will be electing 3 new girl advisors and 30 girl delegates. The 5 respective slates and the bios of the nominees for board officers, board member at large, BDC, and the girl advisors were included in the official notice emailed to the delegate council 30 days ago, and they can also be found in your annual meeting program that you have in front of you today. I will now review the respective slates and present them to our board chair for the vote. Before doing so, I will remind you that our bylaws state in Article 5, Section 7C, nominations from the floor must have been submitted to the Board Development Committee Chair at the council office at least 7 days before the annual meeting. We did not receive any requests for nominations from the floor. Therefore, these are uncontested elections. Our first vote is for the officers of the board. This slate includes Nicole Levine as chair and Susan Mucciarona as first vice chair. Ann Donnelly, and Lorraine Ballard Morel being elected for their third term as vice chairs, and Marlene Beers as treasurer, and Joanne Gonzalez Generals as secretary. Madam Chair, I present the slate of the officers of the board.
As was explained earlier, we did not receive notification of any nominations from the floor for board members. Our bylaws in Article 2, Section 11 provide that election will be by ballot in contested elections and may be by voice or other methods in uncontested elections. This is therefore an uncontested election, and we will vote by voice. So, all those in favor of electing the slate of officers as presented by the Board Development Committee, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the officers are elected. And a special congratulations to my successor, who's in the front and maybe could give a wave, Nicole. And we are, of course, glad Susan, Ann, and Lorraine have also been reelected. And I'm going to turn it back to Miriam. Thank you. Oh, you're back here. I'll stand back here, please.
On behalf of the BDC, I am now going to present the slate for board member at large in alphabetical order, starting with Ann Baum, Mary Beth Biddle, and Terry Boyer, Fusun Bubernek, Allison Green Johnson, and Kathy Killian, Stephanie Costa, Sophia Lee, and Bumi Uchikuto, Rick Perkins, Ashley Russo, and myself, Miriam Hsu. Madam Chair, I present the slate of the board member at large.
Thank you, Miriam. Again, we did not receive any notification of nominations from the floor for board members. This is therefore an uncontested election, and we will again vote by voice. All those in favor of electing the slate of members at large as presented by the Board Development Committee, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Members at large are elected. Congratulations to everyone, and a special welcome to new members Mary Beth, Kathy, Bumi, and Ashley. And I'm going to welcome Miriam back again.
I am now very proud to share the slate of the girl advisors to the board. Layla Jamo Cohen of Philadelphia, Emma Smirk of Bucks County, and Annika Shurish, who lives in Montgomery County. Their bios are in the annual meeting program, so you can see how accomplished they are already as high schoolers. Madam Chair, I will now ask for the vote on this slate.
All those in favor of electing the girl advisors as presented by the Board Development Committee, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, the ayes have it. Girl advisors have been elected. Congratulations, ladies. Do you want to stand up while we're applauding? Please stand. The board is looking forward to working with you this coming year. Congratulations.
Now the slate for Board Development Committee. I will be presenting the BDC nominees in alphabetical order. Ann Baum, Michelle Box, Sandy Faust, Joanne Gonzalez Generals, Debbie O'Brien as BDC Chair, and the final two nominees, myself, Miriam Hsu, and Deb Walters. Madam Chair, may I present the slate for the Board Development Committee?
Thank you, Miriam. All those in favor of electing the Board Development, oop,
Please address the additional member of the Board Development Committee that was sent to us after the initial notice.
oh, it's coming. That's next. All those in favor of electing the Board Development Committee members as presented by the Board Development Committee, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the Board Development Committee members are elected. And I'm going to turn it back to Miriam.
Madam Chair, we also have a nomination from the floor. I'm going to ask Deb Walters to present this candidate. Deb.
Thank you, Miriam. Article 2, Section 8 of our bylaws require that the official notice of the annual meeting be sent out 30 days before the meeting, and it has to include the slate of nominees for all positions. The BDC had discussed, vetted, and approved our final candidate for this slate, but we were awaiting final confirmation of her acceptance when the official notice was due to be emailed to all of you. So the notice was sent out without her name. She confirmed her acceptance a few days later, so an amended slate was sent out to the entire delegate council, along with an updated bio of all the candidates, including our newest nominee. However, after consulting with our parliamentarian, we determined that this final candidate should be considered as a nomination from the floor. Therefore, Madam Chair, on behalf of the Board Development Committee, I am pleased to present you the final nominee for the open non-board Board Development Committee seat, Catherine Epps Roberson.
Thank you, Deb. Before we move on to the vote, I want to ask if anyone has additional questions about the explanation or process that Deb just provided. Okay, hearing none, we will continue with the election. All those in favor of electing Ms. Robertson to the Board Development Committee, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, the ayes have it. Oops. That was a double. Ms. Robertson is elected. Miriam?
The final slate to be presented is the girl delegates for the 2023-2024 governance year. As we explained at the Spring Delegate Council meeting, these young women applied for this position in January, and a suggested slate was created by the Girl Governance Subcommittee after an extensive review involving scoring, demographics data analysis, and intense discussions. The suggested slate is then presented to the Board Development Committee for a final approval before sharing with you, the Delegate Council. I am proud to share the slate of girl delegates for the 2023 and 2024 term to be elected at this annual meeting. They will serve a one-year term beginning at the close of this meeting. Nominees, please come up to the stage and I'll form a line as I call your name. For the position of girl delegate for the 2023-2024 term, starting at the conclusion of this annual meeting. Sarah Awadella, Grace Boyer, Patricia Buckner, Katora Burns, Halia Kohamarka, Brianna Califano, Margot Ferrara, Leah Foster, Katie Lynn Gershon, Allison Hughes, Shapira Kapoor, Mila Kent, Marissa Maciano, Liliana Metz, Kimberly Moser, Carolyn Moyer, Alexandra Mumbauer, Suristi Nizarga, Sarah Powell, Miranda Reed, Kayleen Steck, Iona Sum, Megan Summer, Stella Tucker, Vashti Valentine, Isabella Wall, Caitlin Wasakavaj, Delia Winas, Mary Walter, Willow Wright. Madam Chair, I present the slate of the girl delegates to you.
Thank you, Miriam, for presenting this slate. All those in favor of electing the girl delegates as presented by the Board Development Committee, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. The girl delegates are elected. Congratulations, ladies. Okay. Thank you, ladies. At this time I would like all the elected board officers, board members at large, girl advisors, board development committee members, and girl delegates to stand and be recognized as a group. Be seated. Thank you, Miriam, and the entire Board Development Committee for your work this year on developing the 5 slates with such a group of exceptional women and girls. I would now like to introduce you to my sister board members, Terry Boyer and Stephanie Costa. Terry is the co-chair of the Membership Strategy Committee of the board, and Stephanie is a member of that committee. They will be sharing the names and successes of our top cookie sellers. Ladies?
Thank you, Debbie. We're very excited to be here with you all in person. As you all know, the Girl Scout Cookie Program is about more than just cookies. Participation in the cookie program provides girls the opportunity to develop 5 key skills: goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. This is something that my Girl Scouts have memorized as they go out. This year's cookie program certainly had its challenges. I'm not sure I should even mention the word raspberry. But the girls showed amazing ingenuity, persistence, and ambition in pursuing their goals, even with occasional obstacles or trials that came up. Girls, we are all incredibly proud of each and every one of you. On behalf of the Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania, I would like to say a sincere thank you to the service units, troop leaders, and parents who supported their girls to make this year's cookie program a success. Now, it's time to announce the 2023 top 3 sellers by age level. As we read your name, we ask that each girl come up on stage to receive a certificate from our CEO and get your photo taken.
So excited. So, our 3rd highest selling Daisy, Ireland Steffens of Troop 2099 in Ben Salem Service Unit with 1,500 boxes. The 2nd highest selling daisies is Cheyenne Jiho of Troop 8007 in Bethlehem Friendship Service Unit with 1,501 boxes. And our highest selling daisy, Jordan French of Troop 5408 in Radnor Service Unit with amazing 1,726 boxes. Look at her. Look at it. Girls, you did such an amazing job.
Now the brownies. The 3rd highest selling brownie is Rabia Jennings of Troop 71159 in the Mill Creek Service Unit with 2,613 boxes. The 2nd highest selling brownie is Genevieve Gigliotti of Troop 720 in Gender Service Unit with 3,206 boxes. And the highest selling brownie is Logan Nathaniel of Troop 9,500 of 3 Leaves Service Unit with 3,722 boxes. Fantastic work, girls.
Okay, on to the juniors. The third highest selling junior is Madison Atkinson of Troop 21820 in Jericho Service Unit with an amazing 5,000 boxes. I just want to set the level. That's the third highest with 5,000 boxes. The second highest selling junior is Kira Thompson of Troop 5115 in Friendship Hollow Service Unit with 5,348 boxes. And our highest selling junior is Scootaloo Laudenslager of Troop 6169 in Allentown Service Unit with 6,805 boxes. Scootaloo, if you're free, there's a job at Comcast waiting for you. Wow, girls, such great selling skills. Thank you so much.
Okay, moving up, our cadets are next. Third highest selling cadet is Amber Thompson of Troop 548 in Friendship Hollow Service Unit with 5,348 boxes. Our second highest selling cadet is Chloe Thompson of Troop 5130 in Friendship Hollow Service Unit. Oops. Uh-oh. There's a photo swap, but that's okay. So Amber Thompson of Troop 548 in the Friendship Hollow Service Unit with 5,348 boxes, we already said. The second highest selling cadet is Chloe Thompson of Troop 5130 in the Friendship Hollow Service Unit with 5,348 boxes as well. Okay. The highest selling cadet is Deanna Stubbs of Troop 91326 in the 3 Leaves Service Unit with an amazing 8,070 boxes. Absolutely impressive this year, ladies.
Now for our seniors. Our highest selling senior is Kennedy, ooh, they didn't give me pronunciation, so apologies. Pieris Kennedy of Troop 8587 in the Nazareth Service Unit with 2,440 boxes. Our second highest senior is Kira McCarran of Troop 5913 in Inner Delco Service Unit with 2,652 boxes. And our highest selling senior is Brianna Califano of Troop 5047 in Inner Delco Service Unit with 3,000 boxes. Such a remarkable effort, ladies.
And finally, our oldest girls, the ambassadors. The third highest selling ambassador is Sarah Smokowitz of Troop 71471 in the Springford Service Unit with 1,881 boxes. Our second highest selling ambassador is Sophie Werkheiser of Troop 81107 in the Nazareth Service Unit with 1,900 boxes. And our highest selling ambassador is Kayla Everett of Troop 9629 in the Three Leaves Service Unit with 5,609 boxes. Thank you, ladies, for all your dedication this year.
Finally, we also want to shine a spotlight on the top 6 cookie sellers in the entire council. Their achievement has resulted in them attending the upcoming National Council Session and Phenom event in Orlando in July. These 6 girls alone sold 36,528 boxes. 36,528 boxes. Their phenomenal efforts need to be applauded. In ascending order, we are celebrating these extraordinary entrepreneurs. First, 3 sisters, Amber, Chloe, and Kira Thompson, who collectively sold over These sisters collectively sold over 16,000 boxes. I cannot imagine what this family's house looked like in February.
She's also our cover girl.
And Ambassador Kayla Everett, along with Junior Scootaloo, thank you, Ladenslanger, and our top selling Girl Scout cadet, Deanna Stubbs, with a phenomenal 8,070 boxes. Congratulations, ladies. Woo! And have so much fun in Orlando. We are so proud of you. And with that, we'll turn the meeting back over to the Madam Chair.
I want to pop in and just say that Stephanie Costa was the highest selling Delaware County Girl Scout back in her day as well.
150 years ago. My brothers were eating them all.
Brothers eating them helps. Thank you, Stephanie and Terry, and thank you to all 18 of our top cookie sellers, especially our Super 6 top cookie sellers. We also need to acknowledge and thank another vital group key to the girls' success, the troop leaders and parents who lived for weeks and weeks and weeks with stacks and stacks of cookies and cases in their houses, garages, minivans, and wherever else you could fit them. Having grown up in that household myself, our garage overflowed. So thank you again to all the parents and leaders supporting our girls. You really are the unsung heroes not being recognized today who deserve to be celebrated, as you are the ones who motivate and support our girls in their quest to become successful entrepreneurs. So again, thank you all for all your efforts. We now have our final group of girls to recognize today, our award and scholarship recipients. For this portion of the meeting, I will turn the mic over to board members Ann Donnelly and Deb Walters.
Thank you, Debbie, and hello, everybody. We would like to start off with the Union League of Philadelphia Good Citizenship Award. This recognition offers awards for Girl Scouts in their junior year of high school and who have shown marked evidence of good citizenship. Girls who were selected to receive the award attended an event called Good Citizens Day, hosted by the Union League of Philadelphia in March. The Scholarship Committee reviewed applications from 41 girls who applied for 8 scholarships. Oops, wait a minute. Did I miss a page? Yes, I did. Sorry, 2 pages instead of 1. Back to the script. So they attended the Good Citizens Day. On that day, they networked and attended educational sessions where they learned about the U.S. Constitution before participating in debates on current topics, such as the Student Loan Forgiveness Program. The participants also deliberated on how they would amend the Constitution by adding a 28th Amendment. And in the evening, they attended the banquet where they celebrated being chosen to receive the Good Citizenship Award. 2 girls were nominated for the Good Citizenship Award by the Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania this year. They are Allison Hughes and Sienna Powell. Allison and Sienna will be eligible to apply for a Union League of Philadelphia college scholarship during their senior year of high school. Good luck, girls, and thank you for representing GSEP with such courage, confidence, and character.
The next portion of the ceremony will recognize girls who are receiving scholarships. The Scholarship Committee reviewed applications from 41 girls who applied for 8 different scholarships. Each award or scholarship has different criteria, requirements, and application processes. Girls, when we say your name today, please come up to the front so we can acknowledge your achievement personally and hand you your certificate. Before we celebrate the 20 girls who will receive these awards, I would like to ask all members of the Scholarship Committee who are in attendance today to please stand up so we can thank you. And now I invite Dawn Harper to come forward to announce the first scholarship recipient on behalf of her family who funds this award. Dawn?
There she is.
There you go.
The Renee Carroll Harper Memorial Scholarship honors one graduating senior who is an active member of a troop in Philadelphia, is active in her school and community, and plans to continue her education. I am proud to share that this year's recipient is Paris Graves.
Thank you, Dawn, and congratulations, Paris. The Dottie Martin Educational Scholarship Destination Fund recognizes a girl who has been active in Girl Scouts and exemplifies the courage, confidence, and character just as Dottie Martin did. This year's recipient is Sarah Osterhout. The Helen Bartberger Scholarship is awarded to a Gold Award Girl Scout who lives in the Hatboro-Horsham Service Unit. This girl has demonstrated commitment and understanding of the overall philosophy of Girl Scouting. This year's recipient is Caitlin Harrington. The Judy Boree Scholarship was established in honor and recognition of Judy's many years of service to Girl Scouts, including her role as executive director. This year's recipient of the Judy Boree Award is also Caitlin Harrington.
The Kiwanis Award is given to a girl who has demonstrated an understanding and commitment to the overall philosophy of Girl Scouting and has proven that she lives the Girl Scout law. It provides funds for continuing education. 2 young women will be receiving the award this year, Heather Bertolino and Anna Lazwiski. Anna. The Maurice Seltzer Science and Math Award recognizes one Girl Scout senior or ambassador working in the fields of science and math while performing community service. This year's recipient is Paris Graves. The Muriel E. Lehman Award honors one Girl Scout senior or ambassador who has done the most to promote friendship among persons of different ethnic backgrounds. This year's recipient is Paris Graves. We would now like to announce the girls who will receive the Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania Graduating Senior Scholarship. This scholarship fund is fully funded through the Alumni Committee's Adult Camping Weekend, held every August, which Ann and I co-chair. There's still beds available.
Sign up.
Register today, see me afterwards, okay. The number of graduating senior scholarships that are awarded each year is determined by the amount of money raised at the previous year's event. I'm proud to announce that last year we raised enough funds to recognize 20 young women with the Girl Scouts of Eastern Pennsylvania Graduating Senior Award. These girls demonstrate leadership involvement within the community, and the money is to be used towards continuing education. Each girl will receive an award of $1,000 apiece. Girls, please come up front when your name is called and remain up front for an entire group photo.
I too want to thank everybody who has attended and contributed to this scholarship fund in the past. We really appreciate you, and we're always willing to take more. The 20 girls receiving this scholarship are Olivia Bell, Alexandra Belmonte, Heather Bertolino, Kaylee Colombo, Paris Graves, Caitlin Harrington, Elizabeth Hines, Julia Henry, Rosemary John, Anna Lazuski, Caitlin Limbaugh, Madison Long.
Anastasia Montgomery, Sarah Osterhout, Jada Savage, Kelly Scheider, Alicia Simark, Kate Thompson, Tatiana Ullman, Melissa Yelsick, congratulations to all our scholarship recipients. And now we welcome Debbie Hassan back to the podium to continue with the next agenda item.
Thank you, Deb and Ann. A big debt. Oop. Oh, yeah, you guys. Go pose. So again, thank you, Deb and Ann. I also want to express a big debt of gratitude is due to the 9 scholarship committee members who reviewed over 41 applications. Thank you for your dedication to ensuring that girls will succeed in the future. And for all of you, we have just a few more items left on our agenda. We have celebrated a lot of different people and groups today. One cohort I want to especially recognize is our lifetime members, who are the champions of girls for years to come. They are dedicated to the Girl Scout movement and mission. Can I ask everyone out there in the audience who is a lifetime member, would you please stand so we can recognize you? And stay standing. As lifetime members, you ensure that Girl Scouts will always have the support they need to reach their full potential and to truly change the world. Thank you all for making the world a better place. And you may sit down. Later this month, we are going to hold our Silver Award and Gold Award ceremonies. In addition to the young women being celebrated in a few weeks, I want to also acknowledge those girls are joining a long green line. There are literally thousands, probably millions, of girls and women who have earned lifelong leadership lessons through earning the highest awards in scouting, including me. So that everyone can see how ubiquitous female leadership is in our council, I'm going to ask each group to stand and be recognized. Will everyone in the audience who has earned their bronze award, girls and adults, please stand? Thank you for your service. Now, will everyone who earned their silver award, girls and adults, please stand? Thank you for your leadership. Will everyone now who has earned their gold award, or first class, or curved bar, as it used to be known, also please stand? Thank you all for your exemplary commitment to making the world a better place. Just a few more Just a few more announcements before we adjourn. We know how impactful the Girl Scout leadership experience is for our girls. We want to make sure that we continue to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. A month ago, our spring renewal campaign kicked off, as Kim had addressed earlier. Through June 30th, we are asking all of our members to consider renewing their Girl Scout membership for membership year 2024. Why renew in the spring rather than waiting until fall? Renewing your Girl Scout membership helps the council to plan and prepare the 2024 programs, including the cookie program and camp. It allows leaders to see how spaces are in their troop so they too can plan and organize for next year to be more efficient. There are a number of incentives to renew early, again, as Kim outlined. For example, if girls renew in May, they receive this cool early renewal patch. There are also incentives for troop leaders and service units. The first 1,000 troop leaders to complete the form linked in the April 1st renewal will receive a free adult membership. There is a cash incentive for service units who renew at least 50% of their girls by June 30th. They will receive the equivalent amount in cash. And we hope and encourage all of you to renew as soon as possible. I'm also going to put in a plug for camp. That was my favorite, Laughing Wooders. I'm a little biased, but camp is great. There are still open positions at all our camps. So anyone interested, or if you know people who would be interested, please check out the possibilities. Go to gsep.org, click careers, the link at the top of the page, and you'll find out more information. The final reminder for this morning is for all service unit delegates and alternates and SUMs in the audience. Now is the time to elect new or re-elect current SU delegates and alternates. Our governance year runs from one annual meeting to the next year's annual meeting. So everyone's terms, obviously including mine, for this governance year end in about 3 minutes. So we are asking you all hold your service unit elections in the spring and summer so that our delegate council can be in full force and complete at the September delegate council meeting. Before we adjourn, our CEO would like to add one more item to the meeting.
She keeps getting all these surprises.
Yeah, I'm like, that wasn't in there.
So we have one more thing to say, which is, can we all collectively say a big thank you to Debbie?
Hi, everybody. You might or might not know me. My name is Michaela Havers, and I am a recent alum of GSEP. I was a girl delegate for 3 years, and then a girl advisor and an NCS delegate for 2020. And I'm currently on the National Advisory Committee for 2023 NCS. So, and I got the honor of working with Debbie for the entirety of my GSEP governance experience. So I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to, in person, thank you so much on behalf of me, on behalf of all of Girl Scouts, for all that you've done and all that you will continue to do. You are an amazing role model and person, and thank you. We also, there's a photo that we had, but there's a mat in the back where you can sign it. Matt's outside, actually, it got moved. But you can write your name on it, say maybe thank you on it, and that way we can put it in there and your name's on there for Debbie. So yeah, thank you all.
How about one impromptu verse of Make New Friends for Debbie? Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. We love you.
All right, this is kind of unfair, but thank you. Words can't express, and I'm going to miss everyone, but I'm down there at the boot of South Carolina on Hilton Head. I'm really close to Savannah. Juliet Gordon-Lowe, if you want to come down, we could do tours. I'm going to miss everyone. And that none of this was in the script, so I'm trying to regroup here. Thank you. And I'm going to miss everyone, but again, my service will continue. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I am a candidate for the National Board Development Committee. So those of you that attend in July have a chance to vote me in. So I will miss all of you. Okay. This officially concludes the 2023 annual meeting. Thank you all for joining us in person. Everyone is invited to join us for lunch over at Smith Lodge. We will be enjoying Deke's Barbecue, and the ice cream truck is back again by popular demand. And please consider staying for the after party as well. For those that have to depart sooner than later, safe travels home for everyone. And stay strong, be good. I'm going to miss everyone. Meeting is officially adjourned. Last gavel.